Hello, guys. My name is Rodrigo Manfrenati. I'm from Brazil, but I'm living here in Latvia for 6 years.
Hello.
Hello, Mara.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you a lot for having me.
Thank you for being here and bringing some excitement to our evening here as we record at the end of a Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's start well the week.
Yes, exactly. That's a great attitude. And I'm excited to have you here and tell us a little bit about your story today.
Great.
And how you ended up here in Latvia. So why don't we begin with you telling us a little bit about where you come from?
Perfect. Yeah, sure. I'm from Brazil. Let's be more precise because Brazil is a continental. So I'm from the southeast of Brazil. I'm from the state of São Paulo. And I'm from one countryside of this state. I'm from the city of Campinas. So it's a countryside, but it's one huge city. We have more or less, I think, 1,003,000 people. So it's a quite huge city. It's very, how can I say, popular because the university that we have there called Unicamp, where students from all the America, they go there to finish some studies, to make something more. So it's quite famous because of that. But when you talk about Brazil, sometimes it's not the city that we remember. Normally it's Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, just cities that remind you of just something like the carnival, samba, the beaches. So it's not something like that everybody will remember. Yeah.
And how would you describe this particular city? What is special about it other than it having a lot of students? Does it feel like those other cities in any way, or does it have its own kind of flavor to it?
It's funny to try to explain how is my city, because for me it's so natural. But if you ask to all the people who are not from Campinas, normally when they come from the south or from the northeast or from Rio, from São Paulo, those big places, they say, Campinas is boring. Campinas, you don't have nothing to do. You don't have nothing to visit. Yeah, because it's in the middle. So we are not closer to the coast. So for we go, for example, to one beach is more or less 1 hour, 2 hours sometimes for you just find something different to see, because it's a countryside, but it's very urban city. It's some kind of a small version of São Paulo, I would say, because São Paulo is insane. It's insane. It's like a New York, but it's insane. So if you just take one turn wrong, you're gonna need 2 hours to come back to the place that you came. So even for me, I love São Paulo, but I hate it when I needed to drive over there because it's a mess for me. I'm not used to. So what I can say about Campinas is it's very urban, but for me it's very homey. So I have some simple places that I like it to go. We have one huge park in Campinas called Taquaral. And there you have one lake, and the people go there to do exercise. They go there to eat some traditional foods that we have. So it was a nice place to visit with my friends, with my parents. And so with my father, I was used to do something more particular as fishing and playing football. So in Campinas, we have those small farms, something like that, where you can go and just fishing and stay just chilling with your parents and everything. So this was the moment with my father. And with my mom, normally we would stay at home because she loved music. So it was all the time just singing together, having fun together. She is super energetic person. So basically like this. So my childhood was something like more like this. Just going to my grandma's home, just stay there with my other parents, just having some good time together. And when we want to do something different, we go to São Paulo, because our family, we have some families also from there. But because it's urban, you get used to do everything inside one apartment, inside one house. You're not so connect with the nature like here in Latvia, for example. And this is one thing that I fell in love, because you just go 20 meters, you have the lake, you have the forest. In the Campinas, it's not so easy for you to find something like this, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I would say like it's like a urban homey place.
Yeah. So it sounds like maybe because Brazil has so many big cities and crazy big cities, chaotic big cities,
Yeah.
that this city feels maybe a little bit calmer, a little bit like
Yeah.
the big city people say it's boring, but maybe for the people who live there, it's a little more, like you said, cozy. It's not,
Yes.
it's not as crazy.
Yeah, but it's crazy when you compare, because, for example, if you take one Latvian friend and go to Campinas, he will say, dude, the city is insane. Oh my God. Even when I hear some friends who live, for example, in Urmala, they say, oh, Rodrigo, I don't know how can you live in Riga. For me, it's a mess. It's so much traffic. Dude, come on. 5 minutes, 10 minutes traffic is not a traffic. It's just a normal day. For me to go to work in Campinas, this is a small city. I take 1 hour in the city to go to work. My friends who live in São Paulo take 2-3 hours to sometimes to arrive in one spot, you know, just to go to some places. So it's crazy when you compare. But
Yeah. And this definitely influences our choices, right? Where we've lived influence where we go to next, and how we make those decisions, whether we want the same thing or whether we want something completely different. And how would you describe, your opinion, but how would you describe people in your city? What are people like in that area of Brazil?
What can I say about the people from Campinas? I think they speak for the city. Just they are cozy people. It's a lot of people. This is the thing. It's hard when you just put everybody inside one box, you know, because I have so many friends, and I have friends they are super open to talk. They are friends for everything that you need. You have some friends they are only to practicing some sports. Other friends they are more, no, just come home and we just can talk here, watch some movies. So you can find very different people, but it's different when you talk, for example, like Rio de Janeiro. The people from Rio, they already say, oh, because we Cariocas, we have this and this and that. Because we from São Paulo have this and this and that. When I talk about Campinas, I don't know what I have. I think I just look to myself and just, okay, I can talk about Rodrigo, but as a Campinas guy, it's crazy, because I think talking about me, I'm not so regionalist. I don't know how is the people who defends the region. I don't know how is the word in English, but
I think that sounds like a reasonable word.
Regionally, I don't know, or I created one different word now. but because the people in Brazil, they really defend the region they came from, because it's completely different regions. The accent is different, the slangs, the words, the food, anything. The way that you call one fruit is different, and you have this fights by because what is the right way to say this, the name of this fruit, for you to pronounce this word. So that's why I would say that if I need to speak about the people from Campinas, I would speak like the people from São Paulo. So I would say that it's people who never stops. Yeah, in our city, you are all the time doing something, just meeting some friends, and from there you just go to work, and then from there you go to another place, and the city just works 24 hours. So it's more or less like this. We are just like calm people from São Paulo. We are not from São Paulo, but they are the calm people from there.
So
yeah,
from the region.
Yeah, because I don't have brothers, so I was always so connected with the families of my other friends that I'm used to be in different places every time. So but I'm Rodrigo in all those places. So always dancing, just talking with everybody, making jokes. But in some places, I can feel that people just enjoying with me. On other places, they are just watching if I was doing some kind of show for them, and the others they just some people like, the others no. So it's very different people, because
Mm-hmm.
this is the crazy thing about the Brazil. We have a lot of mixture stuff there. So it's communities from Japan, from Latvia, from Germany, from Italy, from Portugal. So many places, so many different religions, cultures just mixed together, and then create one people that's hard for you just say, oh, Brazilians are like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same when you want to say, for example, oh, this already happens with me and with some friends. Oh, but it's strange because you don't look Brazilian. Because for some people, Brazilians are just black people, just smiling and doing some dances. As they think that the people from Brazil, they are, of course, I believe more than half of the population in Brazil is black. But this other part who is not black is a lot of things. Is blonde, is Japanese, is Chinese, is all the Asians that all the Asians, they are mixed together. Italians, French, Portuguese people. So all of these mixed together. For example, I'm Rodrigo Manfrinati. So I'm Brazilian, but my family is from Italy. But I don't look Italian. You know, some people, I would say that I would be more closer to, I don't know, people from India, something like that, those mix, because the shape of my nose, the shape of my head would be more similar of these people. But if you say my father, he would say that, oh, he's Italian. If you say my mom, oh, she's Portuguese. You can just see, if you go to the south, you think that you are in Europe. The architecture is similar of the Germany. The people are blonde. You can see more people with blonde, with green and blue eyes. So it's a lot of mix. And because of that, it's hard sometimes for you just, okay, people from Campinas are just like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we are a mix of different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that in itself, I think, can also influence you, because some places are very mixed and vibrant and have lots of different kinds of people. And some places have been historically very kind of closed off, where people did not move around a lot. They did not have a lot of people coming in and out. So, yeah, because, for example, using the United States as an example, when I lived in New York, there are many different kinds of people, different cultures. And in other parts of the United States, you have people who stayed in one place for hundreds of years, and they haven't moved in and out so much. So they are very much of that place.
Yeah.
And
it's more easier it's more easier to define by the regions. Then for me, I would be much more easier, because I know people from the south, from the southeast, from the north, and from the northeast. I would say the people that is more, how can I say, they're not so open. They are open, but if you compare with the other, with entire Brazil, the south, the people are more like that. Just they analyze everything. They're more European way, because they have a lot of this influence from there. So the people are more like this, more quiet. Just they need to see the situation. The southeast, I think, is the mix of all the regions, because it's the big city, São Paulo. So everybody wants to go there to work, to make money. So there you can have all this mix with excited people and people more calm, anything. If you go to the north and northeast, for me, is one of the best places, the best regions in Brazil, because there the people are super, super, super kind. The food is delicious. The places are insanely beautiful. When I visit there, was the best for me. Was the best travel that I already have in my life, and I stayed there for just 1 week. But so many things to see. So the people are so amazing. I even remember once when I was there, and we get lost in those cities. We just rent one car, and we decided to go to many famous regions in the Northeast. We went to I believe it was João Pessoa, Yeah, I think it was the city of João Pessoa. And then we started to travel in those regions, going to other cities, and we get lost in the middle of the way. And I just stopped in one place just to ask for information. And this guy, he came so open to talk, to give the information. In Campinas, sometimes for fun, sometimes because I didn't want to talk. I pretended I even was Brazilian. Oh, sorry, I don't speak Brazilian. I don't speak Portuguese. Sorry, I cannot help. And there, the guy just, oh, you need my help. Come on, my friend, come here and everything. And I just asked, my friend, where is the way that I need to take to go to to this region? So you want to go to this region? Okay, if you go to the right, I remember once when I just take this right, and then this happened, and he started one history. But it was so nice the way that he was talking that I forgot that I was traveling. I forgot I was lost. I would just listen the things that he wanted to say, and then when he finished, like, no, just continue the history because it's much more fun than the traveling that I'm doing, because the people are there. They want to talk. They want to share the history. They want to share this. My girlfriend, she's from this region. I met her here. She's a Brazilian also, but she's from the Northeast. If you sit with her, she will talk for 4 hours alone, and you don't get bored, because you can see I already with these arms, just crazy. Yeah, we have some friends who say, "Oh, you met this Brazilian? Yeah, he speak with the hands, because they are all the time just moving the hands and everything." So, and if you talk with her, you can just straight, because the people from the Northeast, they have this thing. They are so kind. They are so warm that you want to be closer to them. So that's why it's more easier to talk about their regions, because then you can just define better, the people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so you've traveled a little bit about the Brazil itself and in some of the different regions. And did you travel much otherwise before you moved abroad?
I went to Argentina, I believe 4 or 5 times, but I was young, very young. I went with my mom. So I was with, I believe, 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old. I don't remember too much of those places. I remember it was already cold for me because it's more to the south. But one thing that I always remember, because this is that why I love the music, because the places that I visit, I always have something that reminds me, because the music. So in Argentina, I remember in one moment I was walking with my mom in those more touristic parts, and I see one couple just dancing tango, and it was such a beautiful view. I was with 7 years old discovering the things, and I saw these people talking this language that I didn't understood nothing, and they was doing this beautiful dance with this romantic music. So I remember this, and in the same in the regions in Brazil, all those spots that I visit, I remember always something related with music. But only to Argentina. Yeah, this is the crazy thing. I just traveled when I was with 6 or 7 years old to Argentina, and then I was just travel to other country with 25 years old when I decided to move to Latvia. So it was a huge change.
And so talk us through the thought process that you had of how did you go from, okay, maybe you've traveled some, but not anywhere far, you didn't go abroad, to let me go all the way to the other side of the world and try this thing. So what happened?
So basically, when I was already with my 22 to 23 years old, and I was feeling bored about the things that I was doing. I was an interior designer, and it's a lot of fun being an interior designer, because every client is a different thing to do. But even though just doing always the same thing, just turn on the computer and stay there all day long without see, people, the sun and everything. We started to every time the same thing, the same thing. And then I saw this opportunity to come to Latvia by playing football, because when from my, I believe 0 till 18 years old, I was a football player. My father was a football player. My grandfather played football, but my father was a football player. He played the I don't know I forgot the name. How is the football? But inside, in Portuguese is futsal, but I'm not sure it's the same thing. But it's the saloon football. It's soccer saloon, I believe. But it's a small place. And my father, he was a professional. He played a lot, and he had to stop because he had one injury in his knee. So he had to stop, unfortunately. But since I was born, he just, Rodrigo, football, 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 football. And sometimes it's like this in Brazil, you know. And then I started to play, and with 18 to 19 years old, I was already just playing some professional teams, but not as in the first team. I was like in the juniors team, just some how can I say, some positions behind the main team, you know. So, and with 18 to 19, I have the same injury in my knee. So thank you, Father, for giving this. Yeah, these two very good legs. And I couldn't play anymore because it was very hard. I always just, I don't know the name of those parts on the knees in English, but I almost just broke everything. Yeah. So I stayed for more or less 6 months doing physiotherapy. And then I broke this bone also playing football. Yeah. I sometimes I think that football was all the time screaming, Rodrigo, stop. Because I broke this bone. I have this injury in my right knees, and then in my left knees, and then in my foot also. I don't know the name of this part of the foot, but I also just was very bad. So, and then I understood that, okay, it's already the 5 injuries in my body. So I think it's time to stop. And then I stopped. I started to study because in Brazil, I always loved to draw, to do something creative. That's why I was playing music already. It's crazy. I will mix many things because I was doing many things together. Okay, so let's put back a bit more. When I was with 11 years old, my father always, this is the thing that I always love about my parents. They never say, Rodrigo, you're going to be only this in your life because it's good, or you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be, I don't know, architecture, or you're going to be engineer, anything. No, Rodrigo, try this. What do you like? What do you want? This was amazing because make me just try many steps and decided what was the best for me. Not something that I have to get used to. And okay, now I get used to study medicine and then I became a doctor. No, I just decided. So with 2-3 years old, my father gave me the ball and I started to play football. But with 5 years old, he gave me one small keyboard just to play also. And then I started to play a bit of music. With 11 years old, he gave me this instrument. This is a cavaquinho. Now, in fact, he had many names. It's cavaquinho, cavaco, braga, and braguinha. Is not Brazilian, but became very Brazilian instrument. Is from Portugal. It's from the city of I think it's the north of Portugal. It's in the city of Braga. That's why it calls Braga or Braguinha. And with this instrument, we play many rhythms, but it's more famous the samba in Brazil. So with it, because my father, he always loved this kind of rhythm, so he gave me with 11 years old. Rodrigo, have fun. If you want, I can put you one teacher, but have fun. I went to the teacher. I stayed for 1 week. Father, no, I don't want teacher to learn. I want to learn in my own way. And then I started to play. With 15 years old, I just made one band. We started to play in the centers of Campinas, and it was funny because I was with 15 years old, so I couldn't enter in the bar. But I was the musician who would play in the bar. So I have to take my mom with me. In the more 8 guys with me because the band was huge. And then my mom, oh, I just put in here inside, have fun. And she went home, and I was there playing. So during the time that I was playing football professional, starting to train and everything, I also was doing the music. And this is the crazy thing about the music in my life, because music and football always walk together. But I always understood. Today I understand, but before I felt this. When the moment that I wanted to express myself, to relax, to put my emotions out, was always the music. But I fell in love about the football. I think was because my father was always trying to show me this. You know, I became in love. I love football. I really miss not playing. But when in those moments more, how can I say, more particular, I wanted to be with the music. So I take one guitar, I take the cavaquinho, and I have this moment more with myself. So with 15 years old, I started this band. We play it till 17 or 18 years old. Then the band just broke up, and then I started to playing other bands. But with this, I also was playing football.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I understood that football wasn't my thing because it was completely broken, I understood that, okay, so if I not be a professional player or a professional musician, at least I need to study something. If nothing of this just go well, I can just do something I studied. And because I always love to draw, I thought, okay, so maybe architecture or engineering, yeah? How is it's correct, yeah? But I was super lazy also. And for you, study engineering is 5 years, architecture is 6 years on university. Like, oh no, Jesus, no, it's too much for me. I was a football player and musician. So I even studied music. I just love it to play. I learned just listen. I even wanted to read books, nothing. So I was super lazy. And then, okay, I need to find something more closer to this. And then I found interior designer, and I fell in love because it's created from the beginning till the end. And it's so many things that you learn about the lights and colors and anything that you can imagine is in interior designer. And then I fell in love and I started to work with this for more or less 5 or 6 years. But then I was listening this, Rodrigo, come back to music, come back to something, or come back to food, try something different. Because even my friends, they say, Rodrigo, I understand that you cannot be one thing. You need to move, you need to do something every time, because I get bored easy. I don't know why, but it's my way. I think it's because my parents was all the time saying, Rodrigo, just try the things, just try. And I became like this. I need to try all the time something different. I can just not stop in one stuff. And then, okay, so I'm bored to do interior designer. I want to do something different again. And then the football appears. I found one opportunity. The crazy thing is, appears 2 opportunities. One to play in New York, football, but for university, where you can just get the university not for entire for free, but you just pay 10% of the monthly payment, yeah. And then I make the test. It was a football test, so I play it and I pass. And in the same moment, I received this opportunity to go to Latvia. And in the same moment, I received the opportunity to make a test for one professional team. And then I was thinking, which one of those would be better? And then I just was thinking, because even just with the discount in the university would be a lot for me. And I couldn't just, because for study there, I should stop to work. But if I stop to work, I couldn't make money to go there. So, okay, so unfortunately, New York, I can't. In the professional team, I was with 23 years old, more or less. And this is one thing that I have in the football career. When you just pass the 20, you're already old. And then everybody was saying, Rodrigo, no, you're old, 23. Today I understand that I wasn't old, but yeah, a lot of frustration, but yeah, that's fine. And now, Rodrigo, you are old. Okay, so let's go to Latvia. would be a nice experience. Would be I will travel, I will play football, I will do something different, and it'll be amazing. And then I decided, I bought my tickets. Nobody was believing. So because they was saying, Rodrigo, I think this is too much, Rodrigo. Okay, you already did a lot of crazy things all the time changing, but moving to Latvia, I think will be the high level. Well, yeah, so let's do it. And then I moved. I moved to Latvia in 2015, I believe. I think, yeah, it's 2015. Yeah, 2015. Then I moved to Latvia. First impression, cold, because that time wasn't this kind of cold. That time was more raining, a lot of rain. So, and I arrived at night, so it was super dark, raining a lot. I was with Brazilian jackets. You even can consider jackets because don't protect it for nothing. It's just for style, you know. So I was freezing, and then I stopped with those friends in the McDonald's in front of the statue in Riga, and was all those small things that I was remember from this moment, because was special. Was my first steps in Latvia, and not only in Latvia, in Europe, in one continent completely far from my place. And the beginning was okay, but in the first weeks I understood the situation about the football, so wouldn't be something good. And then I had to change the ski and start to think, okay, Rodrigo, what you can do here in Latvia that is not football. And then I started to remember all the things that I was doing in Brazil. Okay, so I have a very good list. So my friends started to say, Rodrigo, what you was doing there? Maybe you can find some opportunities different from football. Oh, of course. And then I started to say all the things that I knew it. So I play football, I'm interior designer, I'm a musician, I wash dishes, I can clean everything, I can walk with the dogs. Doesn't matter what you need, just call me, because I wanted to stay more. Because this is I think it was the first things that was making me fall in love with Latvia, because the nature. Because even Campinas having a bit of days, if you go to some places more far from the center, in Latvia you have all the moment. You just 20 meters walking and you can find the forest, and you can see these people more closer to the nature with this different culture. And I was loving it. So I just wanted to stay more. In only 3 months, no, I want to stay more. And then and then this friend just tell me, okay, so if you was a musician, just show me some videos. If you are more or less okay, I can just try to find some place for you. And then he found this in Kakatse, in Canhempes. And then I make one concert there, and it was super special because I never sing for a lot of people. Of course, I sing for some people in Brazil, but never for people who don't speak my language. So it was strange. I was all the time thinking, oh my God, I don't sing nothing in English. They will stay there for 10 minutes and I don't say nothing, I will leave. But it was completely in the opposite. They stay more, they like the energy, and was such a beautiful moment. It's something that I will remember for the rest of my life, because it was really beautiful. The energy there that we were sharing and was in exchanging was nice. And that moment, I remember again all the time when I was just feeling a bit lost or sad or confused, and all the time the music just came back and, okay, Rodrigo, come on here, give me a hug. So this is your area, this is your soul. And then I understood, okay, so I think it's moment to do something really different of my life, and I want to stay in Latvia. And then I take this decision. 2 months later, I needed to come back to Brazil because the tourist visa. And I came back soon. I just run for one job there, make some money, and 9 months later, I just move again to Latvia. But always like this, always without think, okay, because I was already talking with one company here. That is the company that I working since then. And those are guys that I will love forever also. I think more or less 3 or 4 months before I come to Latvia, my friend did. She got me one contact with this company, is the LSG Sky Chiefs. And then he started to talk with me. Oh, Rodrigo, we need someone who speaks Portuguese. Maybe you are interesting. Wait, I am, but I will go to Latvia maybe in 4 or 5 months. So you need to be patient. So no problem. We are waiting for you. And then they wait for 5 months. When I arrived, I couldn't work because I came without visa. Because I thought they would give me the work visa, but they couldn't. Mm-hmm. And I even tried to find any university to study. So in those 3 first months, I tried to find some university to study, for then got the student visa, for then got the job. So then another episode started in my life here in Latvia. And this was I think the main episode, that because of that, everything changed for the rest of my life. Because then I found this university, and was quite expensive for the semester. And I understood that I would have money to pay for all the semester, because if I was a student, I could work the full time. So I would receive half of the salary, and I would have to rent an apartment, buy food, pay for the school, so pay for the bus, everything. So it would be a lot. So I understood that I would not be able to do that. Then the first semester just over, and they came with the news: Rodrigo, the university will close because they was having some problems with the visa. Some bad things happened with this university, and the government just closed. And they say, Rodrigo, so you have 1 year of visa. You can enjoy. You can find other university. You can try to take one work visa, or you can come back to Brazil. And then I understood that it wasn't still the moment for me to come back. This time I was already I already met my girlfriend. So it was one more reason to stay. And then I started to think what I can do. And then in the same week, my friend, he said, Rodrigo, finally I got my Italian visa. Because in Italy, you can get the Italian nationalization if someone of your family is Italian. And then he said, oh, good, bro. So maybe I can get mine also, because my family is from Italy. And then I was in the same moment, I was talking with my father in the same week. Oh, father, yeah. And I didn't want to say that, oh, father, my university is closed, so I need to find something, because I was already far. So I don't want to make them just feel worried about everything. So, yeah, father, the university is very good, but I'm thinking to maybe take my Italian nationalization. I think it would be better for me and everything. And then, oh, good idea. Yeah, just try. I think 2 or 3 days later, my father sent a message. He worked in one car, how can I say, where you fix the cars.
Yeah, a mechanic.
Yeah, in the mechanic. He worked there, and he just sent a message. Oh, Rodrigo, you don't have idea. I was to give one car for one guy, and we was just talking, and he said he worked with the Italian nationalization. And then I was, okay, it's a very good sign. He already gave your contact. He just send a message. Perfect. Because I only have 6 months in Latvia. And I was already working in LSG. And then I tell them, oh, guys, in 6 months, I will not have my visa. So I'm trying to do my nationalization. But because of that, I will need to go to Italy to start the process and everything. And they, okay, Rodrigo, let's see what will happen. And let's keep in touch and let's just keep working. Don't need to worry. And then this guy, in 3 months, he just collect all the documents, translated all the process, sent to Italy. And then I went there, stayed for 3 months till they finished everything. I live in one city in the north of Italy, one beautiful city in Domodossola. And then was other amazing history, because I never thought that one day I would be in the north of Italy, open the windows of my apartment and see the Alps from the Switzerland. What is happening? Without money, without nothing, but I was super happy just because it's quite a lot of that you need to pay for, do all this process, not something so easy. And I stayed there in Italy. It was such a beautiful place. Then I had the opportunity to go to Switzerland. I went to Germany. I will visit the Oktoberfest because it was in the perfect moment. I was in October, super near of Germany. Well, let's go there. My friends, they was living there. So it was a beautiful weekend. Just drink some beers with my friends, seeing some different cultures. It was amazing. Then when I moved to Latvia, I came back to Latvia, finally with my nationalization. I contact the company that was working for, guys. So I came back. Maybe you still need me, Rodrigo. Nobody worked in your place. He was waiting for you. So again, they waited for me for 6 months. I love them for the rest of my life. Yeah. And then after that, and this was in my first year in Latvia. So in my first year, I already was traveling a lot. And then before that, I have to pay for all this process, all those things, because I came almost without money. And then I start to work a lot with music, also for the company, collecting this to pay all the bills. And after more or less 3-4 years, I finally get comfortable in my apartment, finally in my bed, my room, having my own stuffs. Because in my first 6 months, I live it in my friend's apartment, sleep on the ground, because they didn't have one normal bed, but they have one place for me. So, and this is, I will be thankful for my entire life also. This is one thing that I always loved here in Latvia. I always have people who just give me one hand and always help me. So I never felt like alone, abandoned, you know? Always someone was with me, and this is amazing. Yeah.
That's wonderful. What an adventure.
Yeah.
such a this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. And so am I correct? It sounds like the logistical, the bureaucratic way that you ended up being able to stay in Latvia is because you got Italian nationalization, which allowed you to stay in the EU. Is that how it happened?
Yeah. So now today I'm finally with an Italian passport, so I can live in any country in Europe. But I had to wait for more or less 2 years for this be okay, finally okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of, like you said, those first 4 years being just this happening and then that happening and then this and paying for it all, and
is crazy. And for example, when I went to Italy, I was almost without nothing of money. So I was counting the notes to pay something, to buy something. And in my last day, and this was this is why I love Latvia, because I would never do something like this in Brazil. Not because it's not possible, but this is the country who gave me this opportunity and gave me those funny experience. In my last day, I was in Domodossola. I should take one train to the center, then one what's the name of one subway to other city, and from there I should take one taxi to the airport. The problem is I just have the money for the train and the subway. So I took the train. Then is also something that you need to find, because everything Italian, the people just talking in Italy, and you're trying to, the hard part is, oh, where are you from? No, I'm Brazilian, but I take my Italian nationalization. Oh, and then they start to speak Italian, but no, but I don't speak Italian. Of course, they love it to hear that. So, okay, so you want the Italian passport, but you want to speak Italian. And, yeah, but of course, I was wrong. But yeah, but then I just take the train. And this was 1 a.m. more or less. 1 a.m. I just I arrived there. I take the subway, more or less 40 minutes. I stop in the other spot. And then I start to think, because I just took one picture from the map showing the direction from the subway to the airport, because I didn't have money to go by taxi. So, or I would have to walk for almost 1 hour. Just, yeah, and I even could just follow the map because I didn't have internet. I was just with a picture with the direction. And there's what I gonna do, what I gonna do. When we just jump out from the subway, I just found some people going to many taxis that was parked in the front. And there's I will need to ask to them if they are going also to the airport. And then I found this dude, and this is the crazy thing, because it's already four years more or less, and I remember everything that he was doing in Italy because he helped me a lot. I stopped this dude. He was from I think was from Pakistan, and he went to the show of Lady Gaga. And then he was just coming back to the airport to come back to Pakistan. I said, dude, are you going to the airport? He, yes, I'm going. Yeah, oh, can I take the ride with you also? I just have 2 euros. So I cannot split the payment just correctly, but it's the only way, dude. That's fine, let's go. And then we have this super nice conversation. He was talking about the show and everything. He was super excited because he was a huge fan of from Lady Gaga and everything. And I just gave this 2 euros for him. So, dude, you just saved my life, because if not, I would be a walk in 1 hour in the middle of Italy at 2 a.m. So it was insane, just like a movie. Just you're jumping out and you're looking at everybody just running to the taxis, and you see the people with the bags. Okay, so maybe this one is going there. So let's go. And just, he was almost entering the taxi. Just hold the door for, dude, can I go with you? Like, yes, can I go? So it was one more story over there. Yeah.
Yeah. And what things in your time in Latvia, you talked a little bit about nature. What are things that you have found that are maybe different from Brazil that you really enjoy here?
First, of course, the summer is completely different. Because in Brazil, I think we live in one state of eternal summer, because it's always hot. And even sometimes my father, he said, oh, no, it's super cold in here. It's 10 plus. Come on. 10 plus already with the shorts here in Latvia, just walking around. So it's super. And of course, the summer is super different. The food is a bit different, but you can find something related, because here you have the shashlik, the potatoes, the vegetables. We are not so into to eat a lot of vegetables, but we eat also. But I think the shashlik is more or less similar, I would say. I think the shashlik, but the chicken shashlik, because Brazil have a lot of the culture of the barbecue. So they know the slices of the meat, all the parts that you have to cut, how to make. Everything is like a chemical process for you just make just one barbecue. And I really respect, because it's delicious. So, but if the food is a bit similar, but of course have some different things. One thing that I love was the Ligua celebration. Also, this festival is every 4 years. Yeah, you have this
the song festival.
Yeah, this is something insanely amazing. It's beautiful, 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 beautiful. What more? I think the people are super different from people from Brazil. In Portuguese, it's only goodbye. You don't say ciao for hello. So in the first moments that I was, oh hi, my friend, so ciao, you didn't like me because you just said goodbye. So yeah, so always was something different. But it was nice. The people are more quiet. One thing that I understood, that Latvians need time. And this is it. It's not that they don't like you. It's not they don't respect. No, they just need time. And this is one thing that I learned here. And I just was good for myself, because Brazilians are too open sometimes. Is that right? Yeah, you met the person in 5 minutes, and then you just already talk about all the history of his life. And then you already just saying some private things, something that they even needed to know, but you want to talk, and it doesn't matter because everybody have problems, everybody have things, so you just sharing. And Latvians are more like this, but when they like you, it's forever. And this is for me, and in my work was insane, because in my first days I was coming back and say, Vanessa, I think they hate me because they don't talk with me. The face is always like that close and everything. They don't do nothing. The place is super quiet, and I think they hate. I think they will put me out in 1 month. And they became one of my best friends. My supervisor, my boss, is one of my best friends, because time. You just need time to know more the people. And one thing that I will always remember, just after 4 years more or less working in this company, I started this project on Instagram and YouTube where I sing Latvian songs, international songs, but in a Brazilian rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day we was in this big meeting in the company, and the huge boss, we have one huge TV. Oh, guys, let's put some music, and let's put the Rodrigo songs. And Jesus, 8 people in the room. No. And then they put the video, and everybody was just watching. They really enjoying. And then my other supervisors, the same that was in the beginning, they just came to me and said, Rodrigo, I need to say something for you. We are so glad that you are still with us, that you are still, since from the beginning, that you are with this, sharing this energy. Today, you are part of this. You are part of this family. And if you go away, one huge part will come out together, you know? And for me, it was so nice to hear that, because I never heard someone saying this for me in Latvia. And it was something that I will have for me for the rest of my life. And then I started to understand, okay, so they just need time. And it's the same in the concerts. My first concert in KKC was great, because the people in KKC, they open for the new, so they go there to dance. My first solo, I played in one cafe in near like this what's the name of this chocolate fabric in
Lima.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the street, but it's between in Brivbas. You could just turn on the left, going like for Talinas. And it is a small coffee, and then I was playing the concert, and it was crowd, but it was not a small coffee, so everybody was super near, so super closer, and I started to play, and I have these 5 girls sit down in the front, like this, like a stone, and I was playing happy songs. Of course, it wasn't in English, but it's happy song. So I was waiting for you just to dance or to do something. Now, because you can see this instrument that he is small, but he is louder. It's something that make you move. And the people and I was singing and thinking, Jesus Christ, it's the first and the last time that I will play music in Latvia. The people are hating what I'm here, what I move, blah, 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 blah. I finished the concert. These 5 girls came. Rodrigo, can I have a hug? Of course. You gave me the best experience in my entire life. I was so happy. And I asked, but where you was happy? Because I didn't saw it. Rodrigo was happy inside, was jumping inside. I'm like this. And then I understood that sometimes they are really enjoying, but like this, like a Mona Lisa. So you never know if they are happy or sad, but they are enjoying.
Yeah.
But those was one the first things that I saw it in Latvia. Yeah, this thing that you have to always to give time for the people. This connection that Latvians have with this nature thing, with this culture, that for me is something really beautiful. It's super powerful, super powerful. And because I love music, it's something I really respect. Because in Brazil we have this, that you keep the music from your region, the culture of your region, you know. And see here in Latvia, you have those celebrations where you just put up all those beautiful things that you have in your culture. For me, something amazing.
Any last things
Final
you want to say?
Well, I think I just want to say thank you to this country, because, like I said, I have so many experience in living here in Latvia. Now, even just participating in one X Factor, I think in Brazil, for you have this kind of opportunity is super hard, because there's a lot of people. The country is huge, so to have this opportunity to share the things that I learned how to share. That when I moved here, I was just a Brazilian guy trying to live in the country, but because I fell in love, I found with the music one way to connect with the people, because I didn't learn the language. So why not learn how to sing in Latvian, at least to communicate with the people with my rhythm, but with your language. And then I started to do this thing with the country, and I think was one way to say thank you for all the things that Latvia gave me. So I think if I have something I want to say, that is I love to live in here and to show this mix between Brazil and Latvia and in the other cultures, because it's something that we have to do even in those moments. For me, the mix is the best thing ever. I became from this, so yeah.
That's great. You have such a wonderful story, and so such an interesting story, because it goes in all these unexpected directions. And
yes.
In the end, it turned out that it worked out, and yeah, you're here, and you can say thank you. I feel good. So
exactly, yeah.
And
yeah.
I will say thank you too. Thank you for spending a little bit of time. I'm sure it's just a little bit of your story, but thank you for sharing with us a little bit about yourself. Yeah.
But this is if we let one Brazilian speaking, they don't know about the time. So good that you are just checking all the time, because if not, but yeah.
Wonderful.